Hello all and welcome back to the Football Management Cellar for a second season of Ipswich Town on Championship Manager 3 that I'm going to be honest, I didn't think we were getting because season 1 did not go very well. We hit 18th, we let in nearly 90 goals, we had way more losses than we did wins. The squad is going to look very different. I'm going to run you over a few things on episode 1 of season 2 here, and then we're going to look at the first 2 games of the season. The big news: Kieran Dyer, he is gone. He's gone to Aston Villa for 4.2 million. That was the flat fee we got for him, plus 25% add-on. And we're going to look at what we've done with that because we have been busy. Fabian Wilness is the other one out. Got 775k for him, which is surprising because he didn't really feature a lot last year. Once we changed shape, there was no real place for him, and he's not fantastic, but he's gone to Huddersfield. Tony Mowbray left on a free transfer, currently unsigned, and then a couple of youth players have left, and then Mark Burgess has gone to Southampton, a guy who spent most of last year on loan, so not someone I was worried about losing. Kieran Dyer, though, pretty instrumental in terms of appearances last year, but didn't perform to the extent that I would like. So maybe that was on me. He didn't have a great year, but he is gone. We've got 4.2 million, and this is what though we have done with it. First off, one of the targets was to improve the goalkeeping backup situation. We've got Marlon Beresford. More on this in a bit, but he may end up as the number 1 at some stage. He was a free transfer, so he's a significant upgrade. David Hughes has come in on loan twice. I'll explain why, because apparently I only put him on loan the first time for a month. As part of the Aston Villa deal, I've managed to grab 3 different players on loan from them. So David Hughes has come in. So he's pretty good, great positioning, good tackling, decent strength. So he's got those intangibles that we were looking for. His jumping's good, his heading is not great. Ricky Simaka, I don't know how you pronounce that. I do remember this guy. Initially loaned him. He had a £2 million value, so I wasn't that interested on moving for him. But then West Ham came in for him after he was having a good pre-season for us, and he just fits what we were trying to do. So again, tackling 15, strength 14, good stamina, decent positioning, and he just plays a couple of different positions, so he's good cover for us for the year. So we have spent £1 million on him. Jason Newell, absolutely delighted with this. Free transfer. Again, he's had a good pre-season, been let go from Wimbledon, was offering him all sorts of money and he wouldn't sign. And then one time I clicked on, I was going to say hot prospect or young player, and for some reason he wanted to sign for that for only £3,000, whereas I offered him 10 before as indispensable, and he had no interest. Neil Clement, another freebie, who's just signed in. He's missed all of pre-season because he's only just signed, but someone you can play a couple of different positions for us. Lee Roche, some of you guys might remember him. So not fantastic, but he's gone in the youth team at the minute, so he's a free from Man United. If needed, I'm hoping he'll develop into someone can use during the year. Hayden Mullins, extremely versatile player. He's got passing of 20, influence of 20, so hopefully someone who'll be able to help us. Again, a free signing. He must have only got a 1-year contract when he's moved from Palace to Leeds. Bit strange. Stephen Carr. Spent £425,000 on him just because I wanted to make sure we had a competent right back going into the season. Steve Fleming, youth player. Again, he's got some okay looking stats there, but he's gone off to the youth team. Neil Mustoe, we looked at him last year, brought him in from Cambridge for 120k. I think he might have some add-ons as well on there. But again, he looks like someone passing off the ball, determination, bravery. So he's got some of the things that we would be looking for, tackling. Again, he's had a good pre-season. I'll come to more on that in a second. The final loanee from Aston Villa is Michael Standing. So again, he's not as high as I'd like in terms of his passing stats, but someone who I'm hoping is going to make a contribution. And what I've tried to do differently this time, I did try to buy this guy, and Villa had no interest in selling him, so I'm hoping loaning him means we're gonna have him for the year and not potentially lose him. Let's have a look at the pre-season tour. So this was our apology tour of the Republic of Ireland, because obviously it was Lansdowne Road where they played, not Roker Park, like I said, which is Sunderland's ground, which I'm going to imagine I've seen in the game, which is why that was on my mind. And so next year we'll do an apology tour of Northern Ireland, because I thought Roker Park might have been the Northern Irish ground. It's not even in either of those countries. So our tour of Ireland has gone well, though. The apology tour recommended by the press team. And then we had a decent 1-1 draw with Wimbledon, who are obviously in the Premier League. So we're going to go into the game looking like this. So Richard Wright in goal, Dalu, Simica and Jarman at the back three. Keats, for the time being, is filling in at left wing back. Neil Clement is right wing back. Musto, Holland, Luna behind Johnson and Palencia, with Yule on the bench with Standing and Titus Bramble. But Bramble is going to come out because I've just noticed he has got a 40 fitness rating. So let's just swap him around. I did want to try and get Niven more involved this year. So I'm thinking, but I've already got a midfielder on the bench. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a look in the reserves because I've tried to trim my first team squad down. I tell you what, I'm going to bring Clapham back to the senior squad. I'm going to fire him on the bench for today, just as that defensive cover. So we've still got Atkinson here, but he will be leaving because his contract is coming up, and he's not really developed his coaching stats. So he's still quite weak. So I'm going to, once he expires at the end of this month, I'm going to cut him free and look to put in a different coach in his space. But this is what we've done tactics-wise. So we've gone with the 5-3-2 defensive today. I've also set up a 3-5-2 attacking version and I've called this 3-2-2-3. It's effectively the 3-4-3 that Wolves played in the Championship under Nuno. But I lose this guy Luna quite a lot to international football. I don't really have anyone else to play the attacking midfielder role at the minute. So I thought about what I do have, though. I've now got 3 pretty good forwards. So when needs arise, that is what we are going to look to do. But here we go. We've got Bristol City. We drew with them last year in terms of the series. So we lost 4-0 and 4-0 and 1-2-0. So let's see if we can beat these and start to shade that in our favour. Tell you what, I'm going to leave that for the time being. I'll set that up off camera. Oh, and they've scored. After all that exciting build-up, Paul Telfer has come in and scored on his debut. What did they pay for him? 1.3 million. That seems like a lot of money to be spending on him. But we've equalised. There we are. Palencia. I think that might be the first goal you've seen of him. He had a very, very fractured first year, 4 goals and 8 appearances, which is good, and a great rating, but with injuries and internationals, he just missed so much. I did consider, because I've not shown you this, I've got 7.5 million left. I did consider triggering that 1.8 million release clause for Lee Hughes now that he's in the league below, but I have not done that for the time being with landing Jason Yule, who's probably the better striker of the two stats-wise, I would say. But that is something that's there in the pipeline if I need to. Oh. Right. So we've given a penalty away. Richard Wright is being sent off. He is currently under transfer. So this was going to potentially be his last game. They've put Keats in goal. Reflexes of 1. Oh, what am I going to do here? Let's move to a back 4. Let's drop Clement in, because we're probably going 1-0 down here, aren't we? And no mistake by Akinbaye. With that, I'm going to go to very fast, because I feel like this game has already gone astray. That's disappointing. But at least it gives us an early look at Beresford, because, well, he's going to need to come in anyway. Like I said, with that transfer, he was potentially going to be the goalkeeper anyway. We're 5-1 down. This is disastrous. Wonder what this could get to. Our record defeat last year was 6-1. We could already pass that. So, what, they've had 5 shots on target and scored all 5 of them. Yeah, there's not really anything else to do there. Short of going to my crazy attacking system and Yeah, that's their only other shot on target. Yeah, and trying to keep the ball up front was onto a hiding here, wasn't I? So there we go. Not going to dwell on that too much. If that's Richard White's final game as an Ipswich player, I think it says a lot about how that has gone. I had so much hope for that. Now, something I wanted to do between the two games on this episode. So we've got Barnet in the League Cup first round, and then we will be back for the Huddersfield game. But was to have a look at some of the players that I did try to sign around this. So if I just jump into my new improved shortlist. Now, Steven Gerrard has moved to Aston Villa in this save. I did try and get a cheeky bid in for him. Something I've just realised I've missed. You will notice that in the very last episode, we were trying to sign, I've completely blanking on his name now, the left back. Got him over the line, but when he came to sign, we didn't have any squad places. So he's ended up moving to Kansas, I want to say. I've taken him off my list now, I believe. Or he doesn't want to play because this is filtered on interested. Now, I tried to bring in this guy, Joseph Tchango, who was playing for Liverpool in Uruguay. We had everything agreed, but he didn't get the work permit. So that's one of the things that hasn't worked out. The other player that I've been keeping tabs on and I've had a few bids in is Darren Caskey. So one of the players we've had before on the channel, and then I had another bid in for a guy again who's disappeared off of my list, but he was one of the players from my Japanese scouting. So let me find you the list. Hideo Suzuko. So again, he's fitting what we were talking about in the comments in terms of really, really high passing. Had 1.7 bid arranged, but there was no here we go on that because he didn't want to move to Ipswich. So obviously he doesn't consider us a bigger club. So that's been a few of the targets out. Not someone that was a realistic transfer target, but something I just wanted to look at. Francesco Totti, close your eyes, Roma fans. He has left on a free and he has gone to Lazio. So he's not done anything yet, but that was just something I found interesting. Welcome back. So a nice routine 3-0 win over Barnet. Marlon Beresford made his debut. Yule made his debut. Missed a penalty that would have completely sealed that game. But it's a double leg this time. I'm not making the mistake I made last time. So went much stronger team in the first leg, hoping that we can now rest a few players in the second. We have got Huddersfield, though, who were a bit of a bogey team of ours last year. We've not even scored past these yet, so they beat us 3-0 and 1-0. Hopefully, the calamitous first game can be put behind us. We've got exactly the same team, except for we've got Hughes has come in at the left position, and we've got Carr at left centre back and Carr on the right. So we've dropped back to the formation 5-3-2. I'm going to call it. So we are away. We just turn my TV down there. Let's see if we can finally get going. So the first step, I was going to say, would be scoring, and we have scored. It's Ricky Semeka. Our first ever goal against Huddersfield. David Johnson has made it 2. And we're looking like Holland, or the Netherlands, showing me age there. I'll call them Holland if you don't mind, thanks very much. Made that gag before. That was what David Moyes said about them. Ashley Ward has pulled one back, though. It is 2-1. I've just realised that I've left it on very fast, so I'll keep it on very fast until half-time. Get into the virtual changing room. Let's have a look at our stats. So I'm hoping this is the start of how we are going to be playing football from now on. So we've got a couple of red cards, not yet. A couple of yellow cards. Hughes has been booked, only playing a 6. I've stupidly not put another centre back on there though. Ken Keats, so he's defensive nose. I wouldn't really want to fire him into centre back. I tell you what I am going to do though. I'm going to put Keats in for Musto, and then I'm going to put. I know he's a right-sided player, but I'm going to put Clement on for him. I've lost him here. Where's he go? He's right down there. So Clement is coming on at left back for the time being. I'm going to leave the rest as is for the time being. Let's drop this down to fast. We've won a corner. Now I do need to get in there and sort out my set pieces and penalty takers, because Jason Newell took the penalty in the last game. Even though Palencia was on a hat-trick or was still on the field, he took that, and he's got set pieces of 3, which I believe includes penalties, doesn't it? I love his confidence that he's got out there to take that, but I would have loved it more if he'd scored that. We are going to get him on here, though. Crashing drive. Now, update on Richard Wright. He will not be leaving at the minute, because both of those clubs, they offered 3.5. I asked for 4 million, and I asked for a resale fee, because I'm going to be honest, I'm quite a greedy guy. Luna is having a stormer here, but I'm going to bring Standing on. I'm going to drop him back into that midfield spot, but I'm going to tell him to push on when we've got the ball. And I'm going to bring Newell on for Palencia, because Johnson has scored. Striker update as well. Richard Naylor has left on loan, so he has gone to Clydebank. We've got Roger Freestone in goal. I don't think I spotted that last year. Oh, Simica cleanly takes the ball off Ward. That's what I like to see. After the amount of free signings I had, I was a bit nervy about splashing $1 million on him, because it felt like a lot. But so far, so good. Richard Wright pushes that away. Oh, Jason Newell just went for a chip there. I can't believe he was a free. Oh, he hit that top corner. That looked like, the way that it slowed down, that was going to result in a goal. But there we go. Management fist pump to the away fans. All I needed was the time, and hopefully we're gonna start to be in. I was going to say in the top half of the league. We're technically in it. We're not on the table because of the way that the game has decided to wind me up. But hopefully we're going to be in this area this season. So just before we go, for 5.75 million still left. We've made a tremendous amount this year. We might have more coming in if Richard Wright does leave. So if you've got any other if you're looking at that squad and you think, you know what, this is what it's missing. Like I said, I'm still ideally after a midfielder, because with the amount of midfielders that I lost last year, at the minute, I'm only an injury or a suspension away from Stuart Niven being given significant game time, and I would like to get him out on loan. Now, I do have Hayden Mullins, who the intention is he is going to play in those midfield spots, so he is there. But as you can see, we've already got him out. So, like I said, we've not got a huge amount of defensive cover. But thank you for everyone who made season one of my most successful seasons in terms of comments and likes and watches. Wasn't successful on the pitch, but I'm really enjoying the community that's built up around this. So keep those comments and keep those suggestions coming in, and hopefully we are going to get Ipswich Town in the promotion race.